are you doing?
I am filing off the top edge of this metal door to the cellar.
Why are you doing this? This looks like a lot of work. What's the payoff?
The payoff is that these doors can then open completely and safely, so that the entrance to the cellar is then open, because once the heat pump is in, those three monstrosities down there that are the oil canisters, they can come out, and they need to come out through this door. So this needs to be opened up completely so that we can take those oil containers out.
So the one on the left is able to open, but the one on the right is stuck at that point. That's what Marianne is fixing. Can you take the camera and show the oil tanks?
Yeah. Okay, let me get you all into this cave. And there they are. Oh, it's actually 4 of them. And they are standing behind the concrete wall that we'll also have to demolish. And then this whole contraption can be taken out. There's barely any oil left in them, so that shouldn't be too hard. But yeah, this is our cellar. There's also concrete contraptions there that need to come out so that we have more space. And as you can see, this is one of the areas that we have not yet cleaned out. So there's canning jars in a basket. There's empty and full beer bottles and wine bottles here. I don't think that we're gonna drink those, but they're still here. There's even some Sekt lying there and more wine. God knows how old that is. There is rubbish down here, more car tires, more oil that we'll need to get out. And when I go back to the entrance, there it is, then you can see there's even an old cupboard at the end and more concrete constructions that we'll have to demolish. And then one of these days, Lex is gonna have to make a window frame, because right now up there is like an opening to the outside. There is some metal bars there, so you can't come in, but it's of course nowhere, it's just an open connection to the outside world. There needs to be a window in there. And there is Lex. Hi, Lex. So you finished my my work?
Take over and then I'll provide a shot of the whole entrance. Just wait a second. And then I'll leave you to it. The next phase in project heat pump, I'm going to make a pedestal about this high for the interior part of the heat pump system. We have decided that the best thing to do is to insulate this part now and build the heat pump, and then later, when we are doing something with the garage, we will continue the rest of the insulation. We agree it's a shortcut, but we've talked about it with several people, and the solution is okay as long as we make sure that the insulation, the future insulation on the outside and this one on the inside, will be perfectly connected. So the next step is a first layer of water tightness, and this layer will prevent water from pushing in from the outside. Also, between the floor and the wall, there's a crack that cannot be ignored. It's that big, and we will take care of this in the first layer. Okay, enough talk. Let's get to work. It's time for layer number 2. Layer number 1 is dry. It took a little longer than I thought, but there were some areas where I had to put a really thick layer of that stuff in, and that took longer. So I'm going to make this surface a little moist again, and then apply layer number 2. Layer 2 is applied. Now this has to dry for 8 hours at least, so I'll come back tomorrow and see if it's dry. The third layer is a tar product, which again will help make this completely
permeable to water.
So that's layer 3 all done.